Good afternoon, everybody, and a very warm welcome back to the channel. Lots of green in the live chat already. Matthew, Craig, Ryan, Sledge, Gab, Dursey2, Justin. Hello, everybody. Hope you're all well. Some new music today from my annual subscription that I've now purchased with Epidemic Sound, so we get some fresh tunes on the stream. A little different to what we've been hearing over the last couple of years, so hopefully you enjoy it. Very warm welcome to all of you. We're at Pyreegue Devco's Glasgow Airport, and while everybody seems to be enjoying the Fenix A320, we're here to enjoy the JustFlight 146, which has been released about a month or so ago. Recently released with a nice new fresh update as well. And not only that, there she is. The Whisperjet now has a lovely retro 80s style paint scheme thanks to that wonderful livery artist Padday, who we all know. There's the roof. There's the roof again. I will get better at drone camera, I promise. But look at that. It looks absolutely stunning, doesn't it? So there we are, stand 24 here at Glasgow. Wonderful airport scenery, can highly recommend it. That and his fantastic Edinburgh airport scenery as well. And we're on the VATSIM network, off to Vagar in the Faroe Islands. For the first time on the stream as well, actually. We've got the new Superspud Freeware airport scenery for Vagar, and at the moment we're cold and dark in the BA 1462. 1 hour 30 or so for flight time. And we're going to work through, we're going to try and remember, or see if I can remember, everything that I've learned, or everything that I had learned with the BA 146 before the 737 and then the Fenix A320 arrived. If you're new to the channel, very warm welcome on board to you. Please do hit that subscribe button down below, and don't forget throughout today's live stream to smash away at that like button. Click it once, give us a thumbs up. So here we are. Ooh, Sledge, not sure. It's the latest one. It's got SimBrief integration, as you can see here. It's got the wonderful map and a few other bits. And chart integration with wonderful Navigraph as well, which is really cool. So in the aircraft options then at the moment, we've got our SimBrief flight plan all imported into the EFB, but we are cold and dark with no power to the aircraft or anything. So whilst we are in the EFB, let's make sure we've got our fuel load correct. So where's ours? Total fuel weight 7409, we need 6522. Oh, Neil, fantastic. I'm going to call that 3275 kilos. Three, 2, 7, 5. Two, 7, 5, in you go when you're ready. There we go. And cargo loads then, let's have a little look. Yeah, Matthew, it's beautiful, isn't it? Basically sent Padday the assets and I said, work your magic. Whatever you think is best for delivery, make it work. He is the retro specialist after all. 0.9 tons of cargo. You'll notice here the forward cargo hold has got well, it's got 100 kilos more than the aft cargo hold there as well. So we probably want 400 in the back. Oops. Oh, that's 4,000. 400. 500. So that should give us a zero fuel weight of 34.2, but it's not, it's 35 tons. But that's fine. We'll leave it as it is at the moment. Let's get ground power enabled. And again, like the CRJ, you want to make sure you've got the aircraft panel off if you don't need it. Right, let's get power to the aeroplane then. We've got the ground power ready to go as well. So I'm trying to remember now the flow here because there are so many buttons to click. It was battery 1, battery 2. Neil, fantastic. External power is available in green there, you can see that, so let's turn that on. Make sure we've got battery 1 selected, APU gen, standby gen, external AC, there we go, green and green. Battery 1 and 2, up here then, yaw damper 1, 2, autopilot master, avionics A, master B, ground ignition set both, brake fans automatic, anti-skid on. Lift spoilers, yellow and green, go to the on position. DC pump on and AC pump on auto. We're going to do PTU on for the power transfer unit, and we're going to have no smoking signs auto, cabin emergency lights on auto, navigation lights high intensity. Flight deck fan and cabin fan for the air conditioning can go on for now. And then let's have a little look here. So center transfer is shirt, crossfeed shirt, standby, pumps are off at the moment. The common feeds. We want left inner, I believe, from memory, or the APU. So we shall turn that one on. And we'll turn the galley stuff on as well. Screen heat. We can turn all of those on actually. Pitot heaters to the on position. Okay. APU. Start. Stephen, hello. Am I doing this from memory or do I have a checklist in front of me? No, from memory. I'm trying to pick my way through what I remember. Darren, no. It seemed to remember my login before, which is strange. Doc says, good afternoon, Dan, by the way. And the commentator, good afternoon. Doc says, since the departure is a non-RNAV one, I want to challenge you to fly the SID without LNAV. Whoa. Justin's across from us, Speedbird 340. Is the Osprey livery for the MD82 coming soon? It is, but at the moment we've got the priority set at the Fenix A320. So we're just waiting on Tapsy to get through his list for that, and then once he's painted ours for the Fenix A320, then we'll be looking at doing a few other bits. Wesley, good afternoon or good evening to you, buddy, and Dursey2, hi. So let's go APU gen. That's green. APU air on. Let's put those on auto. Let's put those on arm. APU gen's looking good. Let's come off external power. APU gen's now online. And we can turn the emergency lights onto arm for the flight deck as well. What else? Ice detection needs to go on and the guard closed. And we've got our relevant bits sorted out for fueling, so we can turn that seatbelt sign on. Right, MCDU time or FMS time. No flight plan, it says. So, POS in it. EF for Glasgow, and we are keen at active, brilliant. What have I missed? Let's put radios on. 122.8. Oops, that's a double whammy. Alright, well, let's leave that for now. Let's press and hold that. Should clear it all. Index, flight plan. I'm trying to remember the whole blooming thing now. Is it? Where is it? Where is it? Index. Right, here we go, actually. I think it's in here, isn't it? Next page. Route menu, Flight plan recall from SimBrief. Here we go, starting to come back to me now. Foil, north or south hemisphere. Obviously it's the northern hemisphere. We'll select that and it will go in. Ta-da! There we go, that looks better. Execute. And Imbas, Nalan, Rober, pretty much. So yeah, Imbas, direct Nalan, direct Rober. Foil, November 560, which is November 560 to Imbas. From Foil, which is that one there. So we want departure, arrivals, runway 23. Foil 3 Alpha, I think it was. We shall select that and execute that. And we'll have a quick look at the legs here. We've got a double whammy on the foil, so let's delete one of those. Urson, Inbass, Alan Rober, Vega. Leg wind's not active. We want position, frequency, hold, progress. What's in it? FMS1, status, data link. We don't need to worry about weather at the moment. Next page, about mod set, arrival data, database, route menu. Oops, wrong button. I want index. Can't remember all of this. To be fair, there's not actually much setup involved with this because you're just adding the route in. All of this here goes into the thrust modulation system, which is this system here. Test that now. So that's working quite nicely. And we're going to do flap 18 for departure. We can click it and it'll move the TGTs across, but we want a derated takeoff. There we go, 88.1. That'll do. So we'll have 88% N1 for a takeoff. Nice derated departure, and we can turn that off because of the engine start stuff as well. What's next? So charts. We need to see what we're doing. Hey, yo, hello, buddy. Hopefully, I haven't been missing much so far. I've been prepping for a mock hearing tomorrow, law school. Wow, fantastic. Get stuck into that. Okay, so there's the Navigraph charts for the 4-3 Alpha departure, which is going to take us off from runway 23. You can see here we're going to fly runway heading initially, then with a slight step outbound to Zetten, which is 4.7 miles from the Glasgow VOR. Then we're going to turn right 046 degrees, climbing up between 250 and 6,000, up to L-band at 6,000 feet. And then we're going to turn right 058 degrees to intercept the outbound radial 008 degrees out from the Glasgow VOR before heading north up to Foil at 6,000. And it's showing their average track mile 32 miles to Foil. And then all the data is there. So we've got to put that in, and we know our ceiling is 6,000, so we're going to put that in as well. But I've not flown this in a long time. I forget how much is actually required. Six, and the VORs that we wanted 115. Let's pop that on. .4, like so. We'll switch it, and we want a number of courses. 154. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to put them in both. 1154. The reason for that is because I'm going to leave it on split, and I'm going to have an outbound course of 008 for nav 2 and outbound 226. So nav, RNAV and RNAV for both of those. Your damper warning is on at the moment. What else do we need to think about on the jet? What's the weather doing? EGPF. Oh wow, we've got ATC. Glasgow information Bravo, runway news 23, transition flight level 75, surface wind 250 at 10 knots, visibility 10 kilometers or more, view clouds 3,400, towering cumulonimbus, with towering cumulus detected, temperature 14 degrees, dew point 7, QNH 1002. And it matches the standby instruments. They are linked, to be fair. VOR is set on that, and we want flight director bars on. We've done the system down there, though it may have reset because I'd hit a button prior to our departure. Yeah, 165, 24.5, 11. Let's turn panel instruments up a little bit here. There's our flaps, panel instruments. Make sure we've got everything lighting wise as required for this, and we're going to make sure the yaw damper is armed as well. We need to speak to controller, so let's see, what frequency was he on? 1188. Love, you could just flick it across 1188. Makes it nice and easy, and he's going to give us a squawk as well. So we are in a BA 146 stand 24 with information Bravo. Glasgow. God's sake. Just good job notice that. Glasgow Tower, good afternoon. Osprey 165, stand 24, BA 146 300 with Bravo. Request RFR clearance to Vagar. Oh, it's still not done it. There we go, that's kicked it in a bit better. It was holding 118.805 for some reason. Glasgow Tower, good afternoon. Osprey 165, stand 24, BA 146 300 with information Bravo on board. Request RFR to Vagar, please. One 188. 1188.
Osprey 165, Glasgow Tower, good morning. You're clear to leave controlled airspace. Fly off the Alpha departure, Mach 7275, QNH 1002.
Clear to leave controlled airspace, full 3 Alpha departure, squawk 7275, QNH 1002, Osprey 165.
165, fully right, correct, call clear, efficient zone.
Okay.
Speedbird 340, I need you on an even flight level 240 there for you.
7275. 2. Get that back, 7275. There we go, so that's on.
Speedbird 340, just repeat that last transmission please, tower.
Yep, I need you on an even flight level for fellow crews. So
and they're going to put our flight ID in. Ah.
I'm sorry, Glasgow Tower, I just missed that again, Speedbird 340.
Yep, no worries. I need you on an even flight level for crew.
Try again.
25.
1, 2, 3, 4. There we go.
Apologies,
1,
yeah,
6,
240 is not a problem for Speedbird 340.
Okay,
yikes. 7275, 43 Alpha, runway 23.
Question to you, need you on an even flight level as well. So flight my crews, would you like 24026?
Flight level 240, please, for Osprey 165.
240, come.
Lovely. Power fell asleep. David, hello, welcome. Captain Cross Country, hello to you. Gotta love the analog panels. Yeah, there's a lot more to do, isn't there? Dan says, been taking off in the PMTG 737. I keep getting flight config alarm going off. Yeah, you probably armed the speed brake. You don't do that for takeoff in the 7.3. Let's bring that up a little bit. Don't need that. There's no ADFs to consider, and we've got all of our lighting as required. Brake fans, temperatures plus 14 degrees Celsius at the moment. So taxi, we're in the mic, we're going to push start, face south, and then we're going to head out of the international pier, Golf Alpha, all the way down to Alpha 1 for takeoff, or even Bravo perhaps.
2472 is at gate 10, type
I'll probably ask for Alpha.
700 with information
yeah.
Bravo, requesting IFR to Vagar.
That's what we have got to expect for today. Right, up here then.
2472 Glasgow Tower, I'm going to send you a rerouting via fax, if you like.
We need to make sure pre-pushback. Oh, I know. We need doors to close. Love that animation. And the doors, forward packs. There it goes. Oh, that never gets tiring. It's such a wonderful add-on, this. You can purchase it on the JustFlight website. The link should be in the description down below if you do want the VA146 for yourselves. Come off ground power. We make sure the parking brake is on. All to park. On yellow. Yellow's on, so we know we do have that working. And then we'll come off here. Like so. So we've got QNH1002. That's set, that's set, that's set. Heading bug.
Traffic speed 340 ready for taxi.
226.
340 taxi, holding point Alpha 1, runway 23, via Golf and Alpha.
And we're going to use toolbar pushback anyway. I know people have said potentially it's causing problems, but we're just going to see what happens. I hope this doesn't crash the sim though later on after takeoff like it could have done yesterday. There's no reason why it's this though that's causing the problem. Perhaps the memory leak, yes, but apart from that, shouldn't be.
Cockpit to ground.
Osprey 165 requests push start.
Stand by.
Osprey 165, goodbye to the British Airways, MSFS 322, taxiing right to left. Behind, 23 cushions that approved.
Give way to the British Airways craft taxi behind when cleared, push start approved, Osprey 165. Beacon on. Tax can go off,
Okay,
APU air is on.
Bypass pin is installed. All doors and hatches
Engine
closed and all
anti-ice
ground
on.
equipment is removed. The parking brakes are set. You may lift.
Start
Parking brakes
master.
set. Lifting the aircraft.
And engine number 4 starts. So we're going to
You're cleared
monitor
for start and push.
this.
Okay, cleared for push start. Please release parking brake.
It's there.
Parking brakes are released.
Shame about the tug.
Commencing pushback. You can
Pretty much
start
taken
engine
over.
sequence.
There we go. So
Start in
N2
sequence.
just about 25 to 30. So let's add the fuel now. Such a fantastic aeroplane. The one thing you've got to bear in mind is you have to make sure you have the thrust modulation system switched off. What have we missed? What have we missed? Oh, good grief. Fuel! Oh dear. Everything else is going on. Got bloody fuel. Chuffing out. The whisper jet, nice and quiet. Okay, so that's the start beat for engine 4, so let's start engine 3. So again, they're locked down at the moment. We're keeping an eye on the N2 there. Gets to about 15, 20.
Okay, pushback completed. Please set your parking brake.
Yeah, you don't have to
Parking
use
brake set.
continuous ignition.
Parking brake set. Lowering aircraft.
It's more because we're kind of pushing into a
You
bit
may
of a
disconnect.
tailwind /
Okay,
crosswind,
sir,
so
clear to disconnect. Pin has been removed. See you at the side. Have a good flight. Holding position waiting for the visual. Thank you and goodbye.
and this bit can take a little while because you've got 4 engines to start up. If you guys love immersion, then this is a very busy aeroplane. Really enjoyable. There's a lot of systems to manage, a lot of things to keep an eye on. Okay, let's get the Gen 4 online and the engine 3 pumps on now. It's little weird things as well, like engine anti-ice needs to be on for engine start. It's so quirky. There we go, N2's near 20, let's add the fuel. We'll watch the N1 rise, we've got to make sure the TGTs stay within limits. And we leave APU on for the time being. Doc, no idea. Martin, hello! Another stream, yes. Yeah, looking forward to this one, it's going to be cool. Let's get the charts back open. Okay, that's done. Engine 1 start, the last one. Sack the pushback driver. Look at that livery, folks. Absolutely spectacular, isn't it? Okay, so that's the yaw damper good, they're looking good, and we need engine 2 pump can go on now, warning light extinguishes. We're going to do another quick check of the overheads, both sides, to make sure we've got everything set as we want. And we can bring Gen 1 online as well now, 2. Turn that off and start master off. Gens both online now. We can turn the engine anti-ice off because it's not required. Engine air stays off for now because we're on APU air. We can turn the packs back on. Ram air shut, air cabin air recirc. Battery's still good. Engine 1, we'll select that one for the gens. And then down here we want flaps 18, so let's get them wing views. Such a fantastic animation, look at that. Osprey 165, request taxi.
Osprey 165, taxi flight Alpha 1, runway 23 by November, Golf at Alpha.
Taxi hold point Alpha 1, runway 23 via November, Golf at Alpha, Osprey 165.
Just correction.
Beauty of this. Mike and Mike Golf and Alpha 165. Gonna get the nose wheel straight, and I'm just going to do this little whole rudder left and right stuff that we seem to have to do quite consistently on the MSFS flights, just to make sure that everything's calibrated again. Do a little bit of left and right, and I'm just going to use engine 1 and 4 to help taxi us along here today. So they're off, well the taxi lights are now on and we're rolling. That is all good. We can turn the continuous ignition off as well, we don't need that. Here we go. Ryan, no, just use the numpad, buddy. Now, this is why the airplane was so popular for flights in and out of airports like London City, because it was such a quiet aeroplane. Ideal for those sort of deep intercity ops at certain airports. Mattis, hello to you. My CPU is running 100% while playing MSFS. Is that normal? Wowzers. I guess it depends on what you have set up. I think so. I know mine, my power settings for my CPU is set to run on 100% at all times, basically. Evo, yeah, very true, I guess. The first sim with mandatory control checks.
Runway 23, clear for takeoff, speedbird 340.
Now, we're not going to hand fly this departure unless. What do you guys reckon? Should I hand fly it, or shall I use autopilot but actually select stuff? So, yeah, we need to make sure altitude arm is active, and I'm going to turn heading mode on as well, so we're out of roll mode. Ambulance is in the way. We're just going to go through it. At this stage, we can turn the thrust modulation system on, go to takeoff, and we'll make sure it all still seems to work. Oh, hello, buddy. Another exciting flight indeed. Now we're just taxiing along on idle.
Glasgow Tower, Fairline 2472 is ready to receive clearance. Fairline 2472, Glasgow Tower, good morning. You're cleared to Vagar by the Foil 3 Alpha departure.
Ryan, good afternoon, buddy.
Space, clock 533. Depression's clock 5663. Connect 1002.
Oh, just look at that livery, it's wonderful, isn't it?
For Fairline 2472, please. No, it's 1002. So cleared to Vagar as far via the Foil 3 Alpha departure, squawk 5663, QNH 1002 for Fairline 2472.
There's a little screenshot with the fire truck, the water ferries.
Cleared to leave control airspace, thank you.
I think what I'll be doing is taking off, but I'll be turning autopilot on for our departure, but I'll be making sure we're managing the actual SID ourselves. We have got RNAV selected on both, Joe, just in case. It would be good to see what it can do, I guess, by itself, I suppose. Let's do
cabin crew, please take seats for takeoff.
the cabin crew secure. Flight sim, yes, it is payware, buddy. It's Pyreegue Devco's Glasgow. It is absolutely spectacular. Look at that. They've even got executive cars. There's our cabin secure from the crew. 2 folks waiting to board that. There goes, I believe, Justin. Oh, beautiful takeoff, look at that. Okay, so that's cabin secure, and we've had it from the crew now, and you've seen it's flicked across down the bottom there as well. (1154), we'll make sure we've got our charts ready.
Let's go Tower, speedbird 340, airborne, runway 23.
234, so thanks for that. Unfortunately, there is an FLX.
Robert Vagar, one of the most beautiful and fun approaches to fly. It does sound very nice, doesn't it? Let's get the landing lights on, runway turn lights on. Strobes up here, the most awkward position for pilots. Right up there. They're on as well.
31658 Alpha 1, land weight runway 23.
Bar Alpha 1, line up and wait, runway 23, Osprey 165. Okie doke, and we got no warning lights. What do you reckon? How far do we get? Or we get a crash to desktop like yesterday? Or do we manage to get all the way to the other side of the flight without a hiccup? What do you guys think? Spotlight Tel Aviv, welcome. We used most of the runway.
Traffic, speedbird 340 currently at 5,000 via the foil 3 Alpha departure, runway 23, climbing to flight level 240.
That's 340, still my frequency 118 decimal.
Apologies, Glasgow Tower changing to 122.8.
There we go. 122.8 is ready for...
That's ready, 165, the wind's 250 degrees, 12 knots, runway 23, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, Osprey 165. Whoa, here we go. It's been far too long since we've been in this, and it is an absolute joy. Our departure yesterday, Dan, during the SID, that's when we got a crash to desktop. Okay. One more screenshot. Back into the flight deck. We've got everything else set, so let's go to takeoff. Set a bit of throttle. Make sure we've reset the views.
TMS set to take off.
Bar brake off. Let's
Power
go.
set, flex achieved.
That's flex.
Speed alive, both sides. 80 knots, cross-checked.
Glasgow Tower for runway 2472 is ready to push and start.
Both hands on the yoke now.
Airline 2472, stand 9, push and start ahead. Push and start abreast, full for red 247.
V1,
Rotate.
rotate.
Not got positive rate yet. That's fine, just drop the nose, let it sequence to the next bit. Let's get,
V2,
there we go. Gonna make sure we're trimmed for this. Still hand flying it for now until we've got the aeroplane nice and settled, which is about now. We're gonna watch our speeds. Oops. A little bit of turbulent air. 2.8 miles. So let's go autopilot on. Oh my god, I'm there. I was waiting for positive rate gear up from the call-outs. Osprey 165 airborne, 1,500 feet climb.
165, thanks for that. You can continue Unicorn 122 decimal, have a safe flight, bye-bye.
Honest to Unicorn 122.8, Osprey 165, thanks to the ATC. See ya.
Yep.
There's a lot to do on this. Right. Let's bring our rate of climb down a little bit so we can accelerate. And we're passing Zetten. And we're going to go LNAV. $3,100. Get the flaps up. That noise is so good. Runway turn lights off. And we are going to, where are we? 3.5 at the moment, accelerating up. Bring the nose up to go with it. We'll climb at about 200 or so knots. Hold that. That's set. And I'm going to now put this on sync, I think. Can't remember. Right, anyway, engineers on. That's set. APU gen offline, APU off. APU air can stay on, that's all good. No warning lights there, no warning lights here. And we're climbing up still. RNAV and RNAV. APU, that's to caution, that's fine, cancel. Just going to continue climb up here. Back on altitude arm. Oh, look at that. What a spectacular view. Have I not set cabin pressure? Stand by. Where's Vegas charts? Dirty 2 seems to know this really well. Not gonna let me get the charts here now, is it? So there we are. Let's go into here. EG, EK, VG. Airport elevation 280. 280 is about there. It's about 5,000. That'll do. Dirty 2. I've always been told cabin pressure, at least I thought anyway, would be done fairly automatically if you set the landing elevation, not the cruise. Unless we need to set the cruise pressure as well. Alright, let's just set that for now. I can't quite remember what's required. Coming up to 10,000 now, let's bring the vertical speed down a bit. I quite like doing this with a bit of trim, to be honest. I find I get nicer control out of it. 10, landing lights off. Engine 1 battery, that's good. Away we go. David, cheers buddy. You need to set cruise altitude, then landing elevation on descent. Sledge is turning blue. You haven't spilt your wine yet though, that's the main thing. There's time for that still. 240 for cruise. Let's get it wound right up. Now down below I've actually got the Orbex North. Let's get rid of that for now. I've actually got Orbex North installed down below, which I did a video on recently. I mean, it's been so busy on the aeroplane and we've not had a chance to have a little look down yet, but there's a load of beautiful landmarks and little additions to the scenery down here for everybody to explore with that Orbex pack. JustFlight, hello, welcome. The developers are in the house. How are you doing? Just like saying, just to let you all know, the update will be available hopefully tomorrow, very latest on Thursday, with an exhaustive list for the update, which is also being added to daily, so expect some great changes. How exciting. How are we doing on climb speed here? Let's allow it to just accelerate up a little bit more. There's 250. Just allowing it to accelerate before I continue the climb up. Where's our sync controls? There we go. And actually, on TGT. And I think, is it 780 TGT that seems to be the target that everybody likes? I'm sure it was 780. Can't remember now. I'm sure somebody, Dursey2, I'm sure you know the figure, buddy. Up we go. Happy days. Right. Shall we risk drone camera, folks? Let's do it. I want to see what this bird looks like with the retro jet. Ice detection, warning, stand by. I'd like to think it's not there in the engines because we've got them running hot. Perhaps it is. Let's just turn it on. See what we get. We'll monitor that. Got no other icing stuff that we can turn on. Graham, great aircraft. It prefers indicated airspeed for climb. Don't know if that's right or wrong. Well, just whichever works out for you, really. I guess you can set IAS, and then it will chase the bug that you've set. I guess. Let's jump out and have a little look. Look at that. Absolutely spectacular, isn't it? There's something about that retro paint that makes it look rather awesome on the 146. The 300 is the more stretched of the two. We're waiting for a cargo version as well. A good old retro style Osprey World cargo. Ron Vandasar, is it only me that I love the 737, but when I see the 146, I just want to fly it again and spoil. Yeah, we're sport for choice, aren't we? Incredibly good aeroplane. Incredibly good aeroplane. I mean, that plus the PMDG 737 and now the Fenix A320, it's three aircraft that are just absolute whoppers at the moment. Those two want 750 on the TGT. Let's do that then. I'm open to suggestions. Don't forget, of course, we don't have an auto throttle. I'm using my Turtle Beach Velocity 1 to try and control all of the four at the moment, which keeps it easy for me. It's an interesting test for the indicated airspeed mode actually. If I bring this down a little bit more. Thrust modulation system's kicking in anyway, it's putting it back up to the relevant TGT. Yeah, flying old school, isn't it? Very hands-on. Neil getting filled with tons of nostalgia. Jeff loving the retro liveries as well with the horizontal stripes. New liveries are too curvy and wavy for my liking. Oh, there's just no pleasing some people. Look at that. Just what a beautiful landscape to fly this incredible aeroplane over. Keep smashing the like button as well while you're here. Loving the current viewer count, 123 viewing. Great to have you all with us. I can't remember the relevant settings and things for this in the climb. It's one thing I can't remember. There's our cabin altitude. Inbound Nayland now with a turn, and there's our altitude C-chord. So let's go TMS sync. Make sure they're all syncing up together. I'm just going to bring that throttle down. We'll let the aeroplane settle into its cruise, and then we'll adjust the throttles accordingly. Look at that, absolute stunner. A little grey metal belly as well, exposed. Thank you to Paddy if you are watching in the background. You've done a remarkably stunning, wonderful job painting this. Ooh, bit of turbulence. Quick sit rep, see what's going on there. We're good, we're good. Altitude hold mode is active now. Okie doke. So we're holding TGT about through 6:30 at the moment, that seems okay. And you can see all the various little modes active there, Alt, LNAV and RNAV. If we were to explore the map, there's our current position, Ben Nevis on the left. Underneath the clouds, through there somewhere. And then you can see we're heading up towards Inverness at the moment, passing west of Inverness before we then head off over the North Sea towards Vagar. How's our speed doing? Probably bring that down a little bit here. We're going to set a throttle, and we're going to let it stabilise. Like the CRJ, no auto throttle in this. So we're going to let it settle. We're going to watch to see what happens with our indicated airspeed as well. As long as it's sort of roughly around there, the ball is near to that centre line, I'm happy with it. I'm not going to chase it too much. Justin, love it. Yeah, some fresh tunes today. Thought I'd mix it up a little bit. Plus I thought I'd go a little bit lo-fi 80s. I think 80%-ish N1 should be good here, but I've noticed the speed is dropping slightly. Right, well we'll let it settle at 82% N1. We'll just see what happens here with the airspeed. Alberto, good morning to you, buddy, over in Chile. Hope you're okay. Pierce wants to see the FMS. Okay, that 82% M1 seems to be a nice little spot for speed. Might need 83 or 84, but we'll see how it goes. There's the FMS. So we've imported everything from SimBrief via this wonderful EFB, and we've then managed to pull it all in through this. So in the index page, if you did miss the start, go back and you can watch it all again. You can pull in all of your route data via the route menu there, and then work through like you would with the CJ4. Alan and Robe are coming up. 2 legs. Matthew, hello, yes, so many switches. I reckon 83%-ish N1 to hold our speed within a decent limit. 83, well, it's gone up to 84. That's fine. Look at those underwing views. There's a rainbow. Now that I have to try and capture. Where was it? Down below. And then to the right of the camera now, roughly, wasn't it? There she is. Little bit of the little glint of the rainbow. Can't quite see it well enough though. Double rainbow. Love that video. God, that's a show of age, isn't it? When you remember that video, triple rainbow across the sky. A sound pitch change. Oh. Absolutely fantastic. I forgot how much I enjoyed flying this. It's been a little while now since we were last jetting around in the Wisp-Jet. If you want this livery, by the way, head to britishafgeek.com, head to the liveries page on the website, and you'll see it there pop up for you guys to download via flightsim.to. Arco wants some flight plan ideas for the Fenix around Europe. Nothing like a British Avgeek stream and a morning coffee. Awesome. Flight plan ideas with the Fenix though, in Europe. You know what I'm going to say? Something like Vienna to Heraklion, or perhaps Copenhagen to JustFlight's Palma de Mallorca. Couple of options for you. Feel like we're going to have to jump back into the flight deck in a second and just have a quick look at the screens, make sure our speed is looking okay. Oh look. Let's just tackle this. There's no auto throttle, so you can't, like the CRJ, you can't leave it for too long because it will do crazy things to you. So I was thinking about 81% M1, wasn't I? 82% M1, perhaps 82. Watching that on the N1 display, that's what we've synced the TMS to, and the others should work to match the same. All those dials doing their own things, great. There's the speed. So the visual representation of that speed bug is this speed bug on the PFD. So if I change that, look, to match, you can see there. So if we cruise at that airspeed, 260, 70, 80, 90, well, that's quite quick actually, isn't it? John, no worries. Hope you're okay. Very enjoyable approach yesterday, wasn't it? It was really good fun. Alright, well we'll leave 81.6% M1, I think. That looks quite nice. Look, I'm not touching the throttles or doing anything with them. Just letting the aeroplane settle down in the cruise at that speed and engine power setting. Alberto's loving the retro livery. Yeah, it's absolutely spectacular, isn't it? So there's no star charts for Vagar. We're expecting the ILS Zulu runway 30 via Roba, which is pretty much a straight-in approach over the islands, and it sounds absolutely breathtaking. Little nudge of the throttle. Oh, and let that speed settle. Gav, welcome. Mikhail, hello buddy. Hope everyone's having a blast. We're doing okay so far. I did 2 new things today on the sim compared to yesterday. I updated FSU IPC7 with the latest update, which turns out released about a week and a half ago. I hadn't actually got that one. And I then also updated to the latest NVIDIA Studio driver, not the game driver, but the Studio driver. Justin, no worries. Actually, I'd have spent a little more time at the airport, but it was it's a very busy aeroplane for one person. Where are those animations? So for those of you who didn't see the stream a few weeks back, we were exploring all these really cool things that JustFlight put into the aeroplane. Obviously the armrests and things are animated, but the seats can slide backwards and forwards too, which is really cool. And this is particularly cool. There we go. We can get the jump seat open as well. Though that would be very cramped for the pilots, I'm sure. What else was there? There was cup holders as well, wasn't there? So underneath here, you can open up your cup holder. And there's your emergency gear lever panel down there, though I don't know if that's animated. What else? Window blinds, there we go. So we can then scroll that around and we can put that wherever we need it on the aeroplane. Side window is usually a good one. And look at the difference there. Oh. Yeah, beautifully contrast. Actually, you can see the valley and the rivers through the sun visor. Jeff, yeah, absolutely do seem to have better stability with the Studio driver as opposed to the game driver, which is quite weird. Ooh, speed. See how the speed's dropped there? That's obviously because the winds at this altitude must have changed slightly. So let's get this back up. Again, if you take your eye off it, it will catch you out. There's a lot to explore on this aeroplane as well, so you can get sidetracked quite easily. Gonna monitor that. Oh my god. That's why. I think I accidentally clicked emergency gear lever extension. Right, well, how do we get that back? There's a question. Standard pressure, yeah, thank you, good point. I did forget that in all the busyness. Now, seriously though, we need to try and get these this emergency gear extension reverted. We're flying dirty. Let me just work to get some of this out. I want to try and follow. Oh no! How has this happened to us? Now I'm clicking, panicking around trying to close this, thinking I need to get the gear in. There we go, go away. I've tried to cycle the gear lever. Override. Stand by. Okay, well this is interesting. How do we get rid of this? My fault for clicking stuff. Screwdriver. I definitely need more than a screwdriver, I think. So there's nothing up here. Emergency landing gear extension. I've accidentally clicked it. The only thing would be now to go lower. Problem is we're using a lot of fuel now. Right. You know what? Let's revert to Google. JustFlight 146 emergency gear extension. Oh, I know. What about the manual? JustFlight 146 documentation, professional manual, and then Control F for find gear. In the event of a failure, a mechanical transfer allows one pump to drive the other system. An AC-driven pump provides a hydraulic system support with a separate DC pump powering brakes, landing gear, lockdown in an emergency. That doesn't help us. Landing gear down. That doesn't help us. Get rid of that now anyway. Windscreen wipers, drain mask, controls, indicators, lights, recording systems, don't need any of those. Ground check switches, master warning systems. Landing gear comprises 2 main units. Damn it. Nothing in the manual. Yeah, Alberto, correct. It has single click the emergency gear handle once and see. It does. Well, I've done that. But I don't think your gravity extension can be reverted. Let's get that down anyway. Let's try and activate that. God, of course this was happening today, wouldn't it? Look at that belly though. Alright, so now we've clicked that. Pretend there's no additional override for doofuses like me. Hoping there could be something in here. Just letting the speed come down a little bit here. We're stuck with gear extension out, I think. Same, there's no like failure modes or anything like that we can kind of revert and reset. Not even in here, which is interesting. I was hoping in this section here I'd be able to click something and we go, right, okay, well that's open, let's just click this and revert it, like a maintenance section. Configuration doesn't assist us. The alternate airport is Inverness. Torsif, because we've done the gravity extension by accident, that's why. If you've obviously not missed the last couple of minutes of chaos. FP, that's done, that's pointless there, that doesn't really achieve anything, that doesn't help us. There's nothing in here. I'm surprised there's nothing in here to revert it should it happen. We've got 3 down in locked, which is obviously a good sign for arrival, but we don't want them out at the moment. We want them folded away. Nothing in settings. Stall inhibit. That's good. There's nothing there to assist us. Yeah, well, it's more of a point of view that on some of the failures like PMDG and Phoenix, you can reset. So you can do stuff and then you can reset it. I was kind of hoping that might be the same thing in here. Index. Actually, hold on. Jeff says cold and dark and then set it back up before we hit the water. You know what, actually? You know what could be a good one? If we reset and click ready for takeoff. Right, stand by. I have no idea what's about to happen here. Right, ready for takeoff. It's probably going to crash the sim. So even that doesn't work. I don't want to do cold and dark because it's going to cause me all manner of problems. Turnarounds could be an option. Right, let's just go for it. Let's hit turnaround. No, that doesn't want to. Oh, at least you can't accidentally trigger these. Yeah, in reality, it would be land ASAP. I mean, we're almost there. That means engine's off, Jeff. Good grief. Don't want to do that either. Trust me to do this. I don't want to divert to Inverness because we own a Vagar, kind of ruins the point. That's forward park, ground power. My fault, because when I was clicking the coffee cup, and I then started talking about this, I'd clicked the metal plaque here, which has extended the gear. Naturally, there's no way to get it back in, because why would there be? There shouldn't be a reset Tony Dark Zero, in fairness. Inverness is... Where is Inverness? Inverness is there. I mean, it's not far off the same distance. We're literally at the halfway point, so we might as well just carry on. We're going to reduce to... flight level 180. Yeah, that's the next question. Do we have enough fuel to make it? So there's our current fuel flow. And there's our current fuel limits, fuel quantities. To be fair, we had enough to get all the way back to Inverness for a diversion. So I think we will just carry on. I reckon we've got enough. And actually the plane will just be even lighter than we expect anyway. I do wish there was a reset button though, for people like me with fat fingers who accidentally trigger these sort of modes. There should be a way to sort of reset it. That'd be something that would be quite nice to have in the future. Obviously you can't even pop any of these. Yeah, the thing with this at the moment, the way it is currently working with fuel is it doesn't burn anywhere near as much, so we should have loads. Cosmo, good morning, welcome. God damn it! Yeah, there should be there should be a prevention to me picking stuff by accident, because now we're flying fat, loud, and heavy. Oh god! Oh well, flight level 180 it is. Doc, no, I know you want me to divert back to Inverness, but we will be continuing. Just watching that fuel reused counter, I don't think it goes up too much. Jeep, we have indeed. As you can see, it doesn't do anything. Because we've done the manual gravity extension, it's basically disengaged it from everything else. Graham, yeah, there's a big update coming soon. Right, anyway, we'll pretend like nothing's gone wrong. Well done me, couldn't help myself. Anyway, so we're going to be coming in via Rober. There we are at the moment. Inverness is there, by the way, if you are wondering. Vagar's basically here, so we might as well just carry on. Plus it's interesting. Well, entertaining for you guys, embarrassing for me. We'll be flying into Rober anyway, about 4,000 feet roughly, and then straight in approach from 13 DME to the ILS Zulu runway 30. We're going to tune the Vagar ADF 348. degrees, so we'll tune that. And we need to make sure we've got our runway course of 305 set as well for the ILS. And the ILS DME frequency 110.3. And then the MYNDB for any missed approaches. We'll pin that. What is that? That sounds badass for an approach. MYNDB cloud brake procedure. wish we were doing that. Parking wise, 1,799 metres length of runway, and we should just be able to brake and slowly come to a stop and vacate off to the right if we get it right. Lots of warnings about turbulence and weather conditions. And there's no reference charts or star charts, so all we've got is that to go on. I think this is a Category C aircraft, but I can't quite remember. Perhaps a Category B/C. The amount of fuel we'll have ended up burning will probably be a Category C aircraft, B aircraft, but there's only 10 feet in it for missed approach. I don't think the climb gradient is that great for us, but I think we can achieve 5%. So MDA of 670, 680. I'll do the one that's high because I'm not sure. So 680 for minimums. That's the question. 445 on the run out. $450 rounded up. Ian's about to pass overhead. He's got chemtrails in sight. David, was this meant to be a return trip? No, not anymore. If it was, definitely not anymore. Super 6 Bravo, welcome, joined Osprey Airways, great to hear. This was the actual route I was going to have as your inaugural flight using this aircraft either Friday or Sunday. What wonderful. Any news on the Osprey livery for the Fenix? None yet, no, none yet. We're waiting for Tapsy to get it painted. So just whenever he gets a chance, I guess. And you pin the charts in the 146 EFB. Yes, that looks like a pin. Perhaps not. That's what it's going to look like anyway. Blackness, enjoying the aeroplane, good to hear. Right, let's do some stuff. Oh, Cosmo, with the Osprey VA, do you have flights we need to do, or just fly anywhere and log the hours? You can do whichever you want, whatever routes you want, whatever flights you'd like to do. It's entirely your choice. It's all part of the fun of it. 450 for MDA. What else do we need to do? We tune the ILS 1103. Vega 348 on the ADF. And the second one, MY337. It's not so much the Whisper Jet anymore, is it? 337, so they're both on and active as well. Obviously, if we want to track those, we'd have to flick them over to ADF mode. What else? David's dropping a reminder for cabin pressurization. Yeah, definitely one less thing to worry about on the checklist now, isn't it? I might do 1.6. We seem to be able to fly a little bit quicker at this point, so we'll We'll do 1.6, and I'll actually just let it stay on this steady little sort of drop down. Justin's going to zoom over us at some point soon. There he is. Miles high. You can just about see his nav lights. Why have I clicked that button? Oh dear. She looks good though. Yeah, Cosmo, real world route suggestions. You can punch in your departure airport if you've got one in mind, and then you can click that and it will show you all the real world routes operated by different airlines around the world on Volanta. It's a very cool feature. Let's go into legs here just to make sure. Yeah, we've got a little discontinuity, so I think we can delete that like that, hit exec. And there's the missed approach data as well. Just gonna set a little note. There we go. Little note to myself. Do not ever press emergency gear extension ever again. Alright, that's giving us a little bit more speed. Yeah, we're going through lots of different things for acceptance. I like that, Arco. Well, we've got 52 miles to go until Nallen. So we've got 100 miles to go effectively. Hey, all this has done is giving you guys a bit more stream time to watch. Tony, why does the discontinuity happen? So it just depends on what the nav data is, I guess. And what your route selection is going to be. Yeah, it's good to know the gear extension works, and it's good to see as well that you cannot retract the gear after you've pressed the emergency gear retraction. But it would be good to have a little reset button. The stupid folk like me that clicks stuff. We're going to get Justin zoom over in a minute. I don't know how fast Justin's going. Can't see him. Well, all this is going to mean is we're going to have to obviously fly a sector again in the 146 another day, perhaps this week once the juicy update arrives as well. Yeah, I guess no star, that's probably a good solution there from David as to why there's a discontinuity on this particular approach. I'll update the screenshots that I've got onto flightsim.to so far. Gavin's flying along as well further behind, he's just left the Scottish coast, so it's going to be quite interesting. See Wesley, Scandinavian Zero, zooming in, he's going to be well before us. What a numpty. Alright, well at least we're doing about 250 or so knots. I'm conscious we are absolutely smashing the engines at the moment. At least we don't have to worry about auto thrust anymore or managing our fuel, because we're having to use as much power as we can get from the engines now. And in this view, you wouldn't even know. Justin's up here somewhere. Can't see him. Or Ian, sorry. Ian's descending overhead us now, just to the right of our track. Where is he? Oh, there he is. So we can't see him because he's so far away. There's this tiny little green flicker here. Yeah, I can't. I can just see a little flicker on my screen, so you guys definitely wouldn't be able to see him. There we go. Every day's a learning day. Do not press the emergency gear extension button. Still looking through the manual at the moment just to see if there is anything at all. But I'm pretty certain there is absolutely no way to reset this. Why would there be? It's an emergency gear extension for a reason. But it would be nice to be able to reset it. Poor engines. It's so noisy in the front. Standby, site map. So what that's going to do is give us basically a visual ID. Let's see if I can do it here on 200. Not quite. It's going to give us a visual ID of how far away some of these airports are. Excessive terrain closure, accumulate altitude, mode 4, flight into terrain, glide slope deviation, radial altitude, decision heights, oxygen systems, pneumatic systems. The manual's huge. This does show if you forget little elements of the aeroplane, if you don't use it for a little while, then you will end up forgetting things and clicking the wrong things. Obviously we've descended now as well, so our fuel flow is increased too. Doors, air stairs, power plants, cross modulation, turbine overspeeds. Do not push it. It's like the big red button sledge, isn't it? Do not push the big red button. Oh, I wonder what it does. I'm going to press it C. What I should have done is given it a go off the stream. It's always a good... always a good thing to do, isn't it? Try these things off stream and not on stream. But it shows you how fun this aeroplane can be. JustFlight are in the house. So, if a numpty, if somebody with fat fingers JustFlight has accidentally clicked gravity gear extension, how is there a way to get them retracted? Or once they're down, is it once they're down, they're down? God, Justin's already down. Oh God. I'm sorry, Justin. Well, you're going to be so far behind you. The sledge just replicated as well. Do not push. Oh, so good. It's good to see it simulated, though. It's something I've never pressed before. So, yeah, we've discovered something new. That's me trying to search for the word gravity. Nope, nothing in the manual. Once it's down, it's down. So, old fat fingers Luke is abusing these poor engines. We're going to have to hand the aeroplane back to maintenance when we get to Vagar, and probably need some new engines after this as well. Right, what else can we do? We can set the course of 305 for the ILS. Oh, this poor aeroplane's getting abused. Ah, it's land ahoy. I think you're stuck. No, I think so. I think so. I've gone through the manual. There's certainly nothing there. Yeah, it turns out just clicking it once was enough to trigger it. So, as Red Star says, gravity is simple. What goes up must come down. And we clicked it, and it allowed them to come down. So yeah. I think I probably would have expected the flap to open though, because it's sort of kind of modelled there though. Although it is not actually, it's just a texture paint look. So maybe if I'd looked closely enough, it would have, it wouldn't have happened. Okay, we're at flight level 160. What else have we got? Well, distance-wise, 46 miles to Rover. So I'm going to go down to 12 now, I think. I mean, we're pretty much at top of descent almost anyway, let's call it that. We could do anti-gravity, couldn't we? We could maybe see if they tip back in again. I'm not going to do a barrel roll in this. I'm not going to upset JustFlight too much. Cams pilot, yes. Emergency gravity gear extension. Good to see it works. The Whisper Jet, not too quiet for us today, thanks to my fat finger press. But we've managed to get low enough to sort of keep our speed up. So what's that, about 265 knots. So you know what, that's alright. Ground speed 330 knots at the moment. Negative G pushover is what we need. I don't think the aeroplane can take it though. We're almost there, in fairness. We are closing down on Roban, and actually Ian flying ahead of us. On Valanta, there's an aeroplane up here. I don't know if they're on VATSIM. I don't know if it's Ian or if it's somebody else. Turbo Stig. No, yeah, it is certainly Ian. So the speed difference is going to help us with our sequencing into Vega anyway, let's face it. And it's been fun. Good to see these features work. What else were we doing at the time when we were cocking around with these? Thankfully that doesn't work. And in my notes, note to everybody else, do not press emergency gear extension ever again. I should put a caveat to that. Unless you need it. Oh dear. Try using the gear set control assignment. I've got a new problem now. I can't get away from this screen. Oh, done it. Thank the Lord. Alright, well, another note. Set gear assignment. That's alright, we're almost here now. Vega's coming up. Badger's landed safely, good stuff. Keep smashing that like button, folks, while you're here as well. If you're new to the channel, do press the subscribe button as well. We need to think of something to do for tomorrow's live stream as well. I might jump back into the Fenix A320. That will complete the big three for the week. PMG 737, the JustFlight 146, and the Fenix A320. Information Alpha, hello buddy, how has it been? Very good, thanks. We accidentally tested the emergency gravity gear extension, and I'm pleased to say it works. What we need is Otto the autopilot to come in now and just complete the set for today. Roban, oh my good grief, we are getting even closer than I expected, so good news is the gear is going to help slow the aeroplane down. One call just for giggles, Steve. Should do, shouldn't we? Let's get this on descent mode. We'll do the FedEx A320 tomorrow. We'll figure out a nice route to do, and then when JustFlight release the new juicy update for this fantastic aeroplane, then we will jump back in and see what they've tweaked as well. How does that sound to you guys? Right, well actually we're picking up ADF2 already, which is good. ADF1 is also on the needle. We're going to flick 1103, 1103 across to those. So we've now got the ILS in and also the nav as well too. Information Alpha asking, have I tried the latest A330-900? I have. I did a video on it a little while ago. There's 10 and we're below 250. And the landing elevation 280. That's about there, adding the
Clear traffic, Scandinavian 0 vacated runway 3.
adding about 500. What else do we need? That's all good, that's on automatic. They're all good, we'll leave that on. I think.
Target traffic, Flightline 2472 is...
Start the APU now, I think. Has to caution APU, let's clear that.
about to join the ILS for runway 30. Freeware traffic.
So 13 DME, 4,000. We've got a bit of time. We've got another 10 miles to get to 4,000. Vagar traffic, Osprey 165, BA 146, descending 7,000 for 4,000 inbound via Rover for the ILS Zulu runway 30 approach Vagar traffic. EKVG. What have we got? Winds variable 3 knots, few cloud of 1,800, temperatures 8 degrees, all the 9s for the QNH. We're lower than we think. Like so, that lower. Look at this. It all works out in the end. Alberto, in case of a go around, because this poor aeroplane got these tiny little jets, engines, and it needs all the help it can get. So what we do prior to departure is we'll bring the packs online with the APU instead. APU Air. Oh my god, got to set altitude capture. Let's set 3. That'll do. It's because the gear down has completely thrown me now. That's gone back onto sync mode. We'll just hold it at 3,000 instead. Oh, look at this. First time ever flying into Vagar. And we've got the Superspud scenery as well, which is some really nice freeware available on flightsim.to. Right, what do we want here? We're going to go...
Localizer armed. Localizer captured.
And the glide slope's on. 200 knots, we're going to click gear down anyway. ...16 miles. We'll keep the speed as it is. Oh, look at that. That is spectacular. Cabin cool. Quick check of the overhead again. Lights and signs are all as required. Hydraulics good, they're all good. And we've got no warning signals. There's the cabin secure.
Vagar traffic, Flightline 2472, 12 nautical miles, established on the ILS, runway 30. Freeware Vagar traffic.
1,500 feet Coulter Island, which is what we're about to sort of tickle at the moment, and the airport is ahead of us, I think. Vagar traffic, Osprey 165 is established, 3,000 feet ILS, runway 3012 miles. Vagar traffic. Yes, see, thankfully now on this part of the checks where we're thinking about gear down, that's already taken care of. Let's go flap 18. Oh, we've got TCAS alert. Oh my god, there's a plane ahead of us. On top of us. Aircraft 0.3. Right, altitude arm. Vagar traffic, Osprey 165. I've got some TARA at 10 miles. Going to complete a right-hand orbit. Vagar traffic. I'll be number 2 to the other aircraft that's inbound on the ILS. So we've aborted the ILS approach now. Where we got? Look at that. I mean, that's a spectacular cliff top view. That's Ian. Yeah, I should have been a bit better on speed control. So the beauty of the modern airline is it'll tell you where the aircraft are. Speed. Anus, yeah, the 146 is wonderful. JustFlight have done a remarkable job making this incredibly lovely aeroplane.
Vagar traffic, Farewell line 2472, 5 nautical miles, short final, runway 30. Farewell traffic.
Okay, let's go back round. Set 27.
2,500.
That's fine, we're clear of terrain. I'm not getting too laggy. He should go around, but he was ahead of it, and he did report. It's my mistake. So I don't want to stuff other people up for my own errors on the network. This is beautiful around here. Wow.
Terrain ahead.
We're fine. Let's go back onto heading mode here. Let's just get this right. Sort this out. Anyway, gear down 3 green, and we're going to go flaps 30. I've not landed this in ages. Vagar traffic, Osprey 165 is re-established, ILS 309 miles to land. Vagar traffic. Into a little bit of IMC. We're back established on the glides, on the localizer, sorry, the glide slope's now coming active. There she
Range
is.
ahead, 170, select flaps 30.
Lap 30. Follow the announcements. Missed approach, by the way, was climb to 3,700.
Light service alive, 1 knot to go.
And it would be
Light slope captured.
gear down.
Established on the ILS.
Andy, welcome, buddy. Here we go. Wow, we've just got the gear down. Look at that for scenery, though. Whoa, absolutely stunning.
Line 2472, he's clear of the active runway 30. Vagar traffic.
Vagar traffic, Osprey 165, 5 miles, short final, runway 30. Alright, that's gear down and flaps 30 set. We've got 126. And now we'll drop the throttle. For this is just spectacular. Look at that, guys.
Speed check below 145. Select flap 33.
Don't want flap 33, buddy. We are continuing as we are. Speed, there we go. Let's just intercept that. Wesley, I guess, oh wait, I've not heard any other announcements, so it could well be that they haven't tuned in. I can see there's strobe lights away, so let's hope this gear is down and locked.
Autopilot disconnected.
In my throttle up the entire way. In Gravity's gear the entire way. Oh dear. And there I am getting distracted. Little bump actually over, a little bit of extra lift over that hill.
Plus 100. 500. Minimums.
This is great fun. Love this aeroplane. I can highly recommend the BA146 of JustFlight for MSFS. It is remarkable. Okay, almost over the threshold. Let's get the spoilers out.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Ground idle. Yellow and green spoilers. Brake pressure seen.
That's not bad, is it?
80 knots. 60 knots.
105 at 126. Yeah, boy. There is the aeroplane from the outside.
Vagar traffic, sir, line 41 was backtrack runway 30.
Look at that livery. It is just stunning, isn't it? Oops. And Osprey 165 is backtrack at the other end to vacate. What a wonderful aeroplane. No crash desktops today, Andy. I've got a feeling it's linked to FSUI PC7, you know. Let's get rid of these spoilers. And flaps. Padday, yeah, it's landing rate monitor. It's what we use to track our flights on our little virtual airline as well, Osprey Airways, which is what we're flying today. Okay, right, let's go. That's already on already. That's all off already. So it's just going to be strobes, lights, that sort of thing. Flaps are almost retracted. Justin, yeah, I think I just about recovered it, didn't I, buddy? This is the Freeware Superspud scenery. Look at that. Bump in the runway as well. It goes off down the hill. Stunning. Bar trucks are out. They've heard about the gear extension. Joffinek. Osprey 165 vacated at Alpha, taxi to the gates. 1 2 1 2. Strobes. Ooh, watch the cliff. Dropping the tarmac there, very exciting. Very uneven airport. Don't even know where to park.
Park traffic, Sparrow Line 414 is departing runway 30.
Okie doke. Well, we'll use where Gate Gormy is parked because I get a feeling that's where the sim wants us. Next to Wesley and his A350. Oh, Ian, no worries at all, buddy. It's my fault. I basically kind of undercut yourself. So, and I didn't want you to go around because of me. What are we thinking then, folks? If you haven't got the JustFlight 146, what do you think of it so far today? Knowing there's this big update coming soon as well. I think Kames Pilots, one of the JustFlight team, by the way, he is, if you're wondering who he is, saying with the 1.3 update, you'll be able to select your chosen landing flap setting using the speed flip chart, and the co-pilot will only call for those flap settings. That's awesome. There we are, the first ever retro Osprey jet flight. To Vega. Shutdown check sensor. APU's all good, and the gen's on as well. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4.
Cabin crew, doors to manual and cross-check.
There's the crew being released. Happy days. Right, chocks. Ah yes, anti-coal light. There was something, that's why I was looking up earlier. Thinking, where has it gone? Up here, isn't it? Beacon, there we go. My fat fingers. Right, let's look around at this fantastic freeware scenery as well. Sledge, this is a must-have. You can get another wife. And I've got a little Volanta pop-up. Country unlocked. You visited the Faroe Islands for the first time. Look at this for freeware, folks. It's the first time I've ever been here. Sim. Yeah, Ron, check the latest FSU IPC update, because potentially that was the cause of all my problems. I noticed it was updated the other day, but I'd not realised, so I completely uninstalled it, reset the reset the PC, sorry. Matthew, it is a wonderful aeroplane. Look at this! This is fantastic. Even with the glass textures, there we are. There she is on stand. As we'll pop through security, we'll bust through the wall into the departures lounge. Booze, I'll definitely need some of that in a bit. Absolutely spectacular scenery. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Badger, yeah, Superspud, one of the best freeware developers in the flight sim world at the moment. Some remarkable scenery too. Thing is, what I like about the Superspud scenery, I don't know what the payware is like, but where is it? Noticed something on the way in. He doesn't just do the airport, he will do bits of the environment around it. So obviously he's added the car park and the sort of warehousing or the cargo centre as well. There's a couple of buildings off in the distance that he's added in as well, which just add to the immersion of it all. Little truck park, little house. Yeah, it's freeware. Then in the bay over there, he's added a couple of ships as well. So if you're flying in on the more scenic approach, you've got the little port down below as well, as you're going to whisk in over onto that hilltop approach on the runway there as well. And even the sort of ground equipment and things with the hangars, the maintenance. Superspud does it all. All for free as well, which is remarkable. There's the tower. There's Justin, or is it Ian on the Speedbird? I think it was Justin on the Speedbird. There's Wesley with his massive mega X-Plane-itis Scandinavian A350. At duty free, love it. Oh, keep smashing that like button, folks. Almost at 100, as Ian's saying. But look at that for a bit of scenery. Couldn't think of anywhere better to fly the BA 146 into. Got to fly it out soon as well, actually. Maybe that's what we can do for the return. Maybe we'll do a departure out of Vagar instead. Once JustFlight release the next update. I don't know, Justin, it's always great. Love it when you guys fly along. It makes it really enjoyable for me. Get a couple of little screenshots. If you want the Osprey livery, all you've got to do is head to our website, britishavgeek.com. Easy peasy. And then you'll see them all lined up there, ready to go. Thank you very much for tuning in today. We've had a bit of an interesting one, haven't we? We've had the emergency gear gravity extension, which I've clicked in error with my fat fingers, and it's good to see that they've thought of it all, and it's also simulated. So if you do click it, you can't get it back in for the fact that it is an emergency gravity extension. It looks fantastic, it sounds amazing, and there is that big update that JustFlight mentioned in the live chat coming in the next couple of days to the 146 Professional on Microsoft Flight Simulator, with a whole load of new things getting added into it as well. So looking forward to seeing that, version 1.3 of the JustFlight 146. If you want to get your hands on the Osprey liveries, head to our website. Again, have a look at our fresh Osprey Airways merchandise as well via our merchandise provider at Spring. You'll see one of the examples for that on the pinned message in the live chat, including the Osprey Airways stickers. Going to think of what to do for tomorrow now. We're going to do some other bits. And probably jump back into the Fenix A320 because we've only ever flown that once and I want to get more out of that as well. So we'll think of some routes. You guys in the members lounge, bronze, silver, gold frequent flyers, you can help decide tomorrow's route as well if you wish, with the liveries provided. Hopefully some sort of retro ops, maybe like Air 2000 with Bristol involved. That would be quite nice. But thanks for flying along. Thanks to those of you who have hit the subscribe button throughout today's live stream as well, and all of our bronze, silver, gold frequent flyers for tuning in too. Hit like before you head off, and be sure to tune in tomorrow. Don't miss it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Enjoy the rest of today, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.
Thanks for the stream. Goodbye.
Cheers, buddy. See you later.